But if you ever went to Aunt Francis on a Saturday, the whole kitchen table was full of pies for the weekend. And
I can remember one time Mama baked some coconut pies and Uncle Donald and them was down there and he took half of it and Daddy took the other half.
Yeah, I heard Daddy talking about that. Yeah, two of them make the whole pie.
Tommy, did you tell about how your daddy loved you when you were at
Yeah, he used to.
You already told that? That was fascinating how Uncle Daniel,
Yeah,
it's
they
like he
had-
gone to heaven.
Yeah, he used to sit in here and hunt some. He didn't talk about it in public much because he didn't have Virginia tags.
Oh, is that right?
his husband cutting grass with Junie and doing, and I told him yesterday it looked so good that I remember Granddaddy Brown with his team, whether it was a horse or a mule, both of them, just walking behind the plow where they had these tractors. And I said it never looked this good because he would get worn out, but he would work, like they said, from sun up to sundown. And he did what he could do. But Stan has enjoyed it up here in Junie, I think, and Dale's sprayed Roundup up here and killed some weeds and stuff. And, you know, they remember Granddaddy Brown. Now, Stan was only, what, 2 years old? And Dale remembers him keeping the candy in the trunk in there for him. He said he remembers, I think he called them circus peanuts, the orange soft peanuts, you know what I'm talking about, in there. So I wanted you to know there is candy in that trunk in there today that y'all can help yourself with. Bring the wagon and he come for a ride. And Stan says he remembers, which I'm sure he does. What do you remember?
I can remember the wagon and the horse.
You ain't gonna put us on TV, are you?
Nope.
Mary,
What?
of all the, whatever you say, all the progeny, John's the one that looks like Granddaddy Brown.
True.
Everybody has said that.
That's true.
And that's because John looks like Mama Pritch, and Mama Pritch looks just like her daddy. And I think that's great.
You need both pedals going. Ooh, I'm in a sweat. Ah! All right, do what you're going to do, Mary Catherine, honey. I'll be, oh, gosh, have mercy. Let me see what I can do. I'll do this one more time. Yeah. Oh, I need an ice pack.
Okay.
Y'all got one? I can put some ice in the
bag. Put ice in the bag.
to break this chair.
Corey just come in. Can you pump some more?
I'm not going to do any more.
You're pumped out. Okay.
She's exhausted.
Lord have mercy.
Is that a lot of work? It is. Is it really?
Oh, Lord, yeah. You wouldn't believe. The feet have got to be working. Him and Mary Catherine. That's the only way you get anything out of this thing.
Lori.
Thank you. Bella. These are her pictures. Oh, wasn't this wonderful? Didn't she do a good selection? Grandma Brown with her hat. That's my mama holding me as a baby. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh gosh, look at these pictures. Oh, so good, so good, so good. Oh, look at all of the, over here, these are all the 5 sisters, Mary Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
You know who they are?
Yeah.
Okay. This is,
Point them out who they are to me. Point.
this is, Aunt Mary, Aunt Mamie, I mean Aunt Maud, I'm sorry.
Aunt Mamie.
Aunt Frances, and Mama Jessie. Up here is Travis, my mama, Kate, Loretta, Grandma Janie, Elise, and Elise's mom, Aunt Mary.
Yep.
This is Uncle William Brown and Jessie, Sister Jessie. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh my God, in front of this house, right here.
That would
Oh,
happen.
that's good. Oh, that's so good.
We'll see y'all.
Oh gosh, gosh,
Okay,
gosh.
John.
Oh gosh, let me see. Am I in your way?
We've got many miles to travel here.
Now, was this their bedroom originally, or was this like a dining
Yeah,
room?
this was the bedroom. The downstairs bedroom. Yeah. Am I in your way?
You're not in my way.
Oh, scoot around.
Go on through.
Old people's hand there was coming down.
Hey, what do y'all think?
You've done a good job.
Yeah.
Very good job.
Woo! I'm about to trip. Amazing how teeny these closets were back then,
yeah.
isn't it?
Very good. Hold your hand there. From your phone. Hold it.
All right, if I see some pictures on the news next week, I know where to come from.
Yeah, we had some fascinating stuff go on
I'll
today.
tell you, next spring I want to see a program. Producer.
Right. See you later.
Take care.
And this, this is with the two boys.
That's right. Hold on. That's the way it's sitting in that kid. So he was the only boy, the John. How about that? And this was great grandma Walker. Great granddad Walker.
If he wants to.
Buck Owens. Buck Owens. Buck Owens.
Yeah, he's not around anymore.
You want to go, Brittany?
You want to ride with Grandpa on the gator and Bertha?
There's two of
Go drive the gator.
No.
That's the 2-year-old answer, remember?
What are you trying to do, baby?
She doesn't know.
Eyes won't close on that, were they? No.
Are you going to back up?
Oh,
you ain't
who
coming
was it
forward.
for 20 years?
Probably not, Mom.
Rip Van Winkle.
You want to ride on the gator?
Where you want to go?
Watch out, Pa.
I don't know.
That like to get ugly.
Where can you go?
Anyway.
Jump a couple of logs.
I'm ready. Down there, can you? Okay, that's right.
Come on, Stink Bug. Are
Show
you
me
going
again.
to
What'd you do, Pa? I'm gonna take a picture this time. Shot, right?
Mary, have you ridden the gator?
No, but my back is killing me.
Mary, would you let me take a few pictures of
Sure.
just you?
Okay, y'all go
A
on.
little bit of lipstick on?
Y'all go on.
A little bit of lipstick.
See you later.
Be free. Don't you hit your mama.
Gotta have it in reverse.
Bye, Brittany. You want to go, Brittany? Come on, come on.
You go ride with Grandpa?
Come on.
Hurry up, he's gonna wait. Go.
Go, Grandpa's waiting for
Come
you.
on,
Hurry
let's go
up.
riding.
Run.
Take her around there, Pa.
Go drive.
Come on,
Wanna
go
go drive?
ride.
You ain't all right.
I know.
See you later.
Grandma. Stand there, Grandma, take your picture.
Got in that little car, you know, or whatever, Mazda, and he really thought he knew what he was doing.
Say hello, y'all.
Howdy.
Daddy, tell me where we are.
We're at home place of Samuel and Janie Brown, grandparents.
How does it look now that Aunt Elise has fixed it up?
It looks better than it ever did.
I agree. It never looked so nice.
Tell me who all's here, Aunt Elise.
First cousins, second cousins, neighbors from my home of DeWitt, and
Hey, Michael, you want to walk with me and let Daddy walk with Matthew?
I know lots of people, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and I think all of us grandchildren of Grandma and Granddaddy are here except Billy Newton and Addie Marie right now. So I'm hoping Addie's coming.
Well, the house looks great.
Thank you.
It looks
I'm
great.
glad you like it. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get some shots of this
right.
dinner. Tell me who you all are.
Alfred, Williamson, and Georgiana.
Huh?
She was at Amur's funeral.
Okay, well, then I
Yeah.
didn't meet you, but I think that might have been the first
and
time.
you're Francis, one of Francis's.
Baby. He's the baby.
It's hard to keep all y'all Browns straight.
It is.
Everybody kind of looks alike. Uncle Jenny, you've been working as hard as it looks like you've been working?
Not really. I'm just making that like. I'm making it like I'm working, you know.
I heard you were dancing. I'm going next time.
Okay. There you go. Get up out there. There you go.
Tell me who you are.
She wants you to tell her who you are.
En español?
En español, ya.
I wish I could speak some Spanish.
Do we have albums somewhere?
Yeah, in the house.
Loretta,
Oh my gosh, honey, please don't break your camera. You broke the organ bench. Don't break the camera.
tell me how this place looks to you now.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love the cedar trees coming up that drive. They are beautiful.
Were they always there?
It's been some there, but I didn't know they looked this pretty. They're just so pretty, aren't they?
Now, did you come here as a little girl?
Oh, yes. I was the first grandchild, honey. Okay? I'm the oldest of the whole bunch.
That's great. So you probably, did you kind of boss the other grandkids
I
around?
tried. See, Elise was next. I was the first, she was second. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
What do you remember about this place?
Oh, gosh. Coming to Grandma Brown, making her delicious biscuits, and every summer I'd come up and have a visit with her. I loved the pinto beans. She knew that when I came up to visit that she would have to have pinto beans. How about that? Yeah, enjoyed that. So you were recording all of this thing? Oh, no. Oh, hey.
Well, I figured we might as well, got to get some of this on tape, right?
Right, well, you really did all right. Yeah, I always enjoyed coming, and when the other organ was in there many years ago, which was our great-grandfather's, I now have it in my house, and I have it restored, and it's my organ. Okay, how about that?
Excellent.
And it's set in that same spot in the living room.
Did you play it when it was here?
I tried. That's before I knew how to play anything. But always wanted to play. Yeah. So it was always fun coming to Grandma Brown's, Granddaddy Brown's.
Yeah. I heard something about candy used to be kept up here in a special spot.
Always. And Granddaddy Brown had this little popcorn shaker that he would hold over his fireplace in that room in there and make popcorn for us every time we'd come. I can see him standing in there with the little long handle shaking the popcorn. Yep.
And what kind of candy did he have?
Oh gosh, back then I think they had Mary Janes and the little BB bat, the little suckers, all those are old things. You don't even see those today. And peppermint. Look at the peppermint candies. Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
Come on up here.
Get on, Mama.
Move it, move it.
I'm all right right here.
Get back here somewhere. I think there's one right there. Ready to eat.
Ernie and I and Travis and Bertha and our families want to thank all of you for coming today. I think this is a happy time instead of a sad time. And we've been looking forward to this. And I'm sure we all have members. I think all of Granddaddy and Grandma's grandchildren are here except Bill Newton, am I right? And he's in Mexico. And
Bobby's not here. Bobby Brown.
oh yeah, Bobby and Aunt Gladys. Well, they were supposed to come. I don't know where they are. But anyway, I think about Bobby being like our children because Robert and Gladys had him later in life, but he is their first cousin on your anniversary.
Yeah.
And it's so good to have Edward, which he was Mama's first cousin, but I consider him a first cousin also. He and Otis Brown, because they lived over here on the curve in the big white house, which was his granddad and grandma's house, our great-grandma and granddaddy's house. And, of course, they have memories of being over here. He remembers when the house was built back in the back. It was an old kitchen at first. So he has lots of memories, and all of us, I'm sure each one could tell something. And also Bill and Tommy would come up in the summer. I would come up, and I'd work in tobacco over there with Edward and Otis Lee and his mama, Aunt Ruth. We had to stop about 10 or 10:30 every morning and eat a watermelon. I remember that. That was the highlight of my coming. And we just all had such good times together. And I never will forget Granddaddy Brown saying one day after we had all been up here, all the sisters and the brothers and the grandchildren, he sat down on the back porch and he said, "Phew, this is like the calm after the storm." And he enjoyed us all coming. And of course, Travis and I and Mom and Daddy lived here a while. When we came from Portsmouth, we had a bathroom and electric lights. We came up here, no electricity, no bathrooms, the outdoor John. Then we moved from here over to Edward and Otis Lee's house that they fixed up across the road for us. And I thought it was so amazing. When we went in the outdoor John, he and Otis Lee had put a commode top on top to make us think that we had a bathroom, which we did. And we just enjoyed it so much up here. And we had things back then, not knowing what we have today. And somebody came when we had a sleet and storm, one of our older neighbors a while back, a few years back. He said, "Elise, I came to see, this is like the good old days." I said, "Let me tell you something. I like those good old days, but I like my modern conveniences too," which we do. And I'm just so happy that all the cousins and their wives and husbands and children and grandchildren, everybody could be here today. And I hope that we can maybe have this another time sometime. But we just all have so many memories, and I thought it would be so good to get everybody together and just enjoy it and have a good time. And I'm so proud of all of my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren being here, and their wives and husbands and everything. And I don't know, it's just really heartwarming to think that we could do something like this. And of course, Stan and Junie and my son-in-law Bubba and Dale has sprayed some Roundup and all around, and Stan and Junie keep the pastures cut. And they worked hard in the house. My son-in-law put 11 new windows in there, which they were their original windows, whatever, about 75 years old. And they were in bad shape. And so we did a few things in the house, and I'd tell something to Bubba, well, look at this. He said, leave that alone, it looks unique. So it's a whole lot in there that looks unique. And we didn't change a whole lot other than paint and doing a few things. So we enjoyed a whole lot. It's quiet, and I don't hear a car running by. You can't hear the cars from down at the road. And also, we enjoy it so much. And I have some neighbors that are here.
Hey, my memory's not that great,
Oh,
darling. Well, I am the oldest of the group, the first grandchild. I was supposed to be real special.
And I'm the second.
Until Ailey's came. She took away my specialty. Anyway, we had a lot of fun as little kids coming up to visit Grandma and Granddaddy. And real often we'd see Aunt Ruth and Uncle George and their family, which was nice because they were just up the road. But I remember some of the summers when I would come up and spend a little time with Grandma. She knew I loved her pinto beans. I'll never forget, she always cooked her pinto beans for me. And so that was a real special thing that I liked. And I always enjoyed her homemade biscuits.
But one day your mama made them, and you said, these are good, Grandma, and your mama said, I made them.
Oh, see, I forgot that. That's the one thing I forgot. But anyway, we had lots of fun as children, and we visited up here real often. It wasn't every Sunday, but it was almost.
About every other Sunday.
Well, we
Every
didn't have
other
all
Sunday.
these other places to go to or any way to go, really. You know, but up here. Everybody in the family didn't have a car then.
Right.
That's right. So, all right. Well, Kate, where are you?
Oh, gosh. Stand up, Kate. Well, I came along, I thought unwanted, but.
How would you think that?
Let somebody say you adopted.
I told her as a child.
Yeah, I was told I was adopted.
I was told she
She did. Anyway, it's 7 years between she and I, so I think I got in her way when I came along. And the only thing that I can really remember other than the good times we had and the good food and seeing Addie was my buddy. Where is she?
Oh, here she is. Right
She
here.
and I used to stick together because we were closer, and we'd get in the car sitting out here to hide from the boys that were running around trying to find us, and we sat in the car and just sit there most of the time. But the only thing that I really remember strongly is the outhouse was just beyond this little house. And I went down one time, and the wind blew the thing shut and locked. And I was in it and scared to death. And just had to wait for somebody to come out and probably have to go to it, and that's the only way I got out. So that's the only main thing that I remember.
You couldn't holler loud enough. Somebody said
That was frightening.
Oh, God.
all right, Travis, what do you have?
Well, I remember my early memories of coming here, I guess, around the mid-40s. William and Robert were back from the service in those days. And at that time, my grandmother got around a little. Later, she was in a wheelchair.
Can't hear you.
When we moved here, one of the first things my granddaddy did was he got me a Jersey cow. And he whipped my dog because my dog Hobo killed one of his chickens as soon as he moved here from the city.
Will you do me a favor?
But he was a good dog after that. And I guess I remember more than anything working in tobacco, which was often with Edward here and Oak Sleep. We'd trade days, work over their farm one day, over here another day, pulling tobacco. And I remember the watermelons, like Amy was saying. Granddaddy always tried to raise watermelons, but he couldn't raise them as big as Uncle George's. But watermelon was good. I remember how much he loved his horse and his mule, what he had back then. He called them a team, but one was a horse and one was a mule.
That was his team of horses.
And I know I busted the horse one time in the back of the field. I really got straightened out for not being kind to that horse. I remember a little lesson like that. I remember what simple existence they had. I shouldn't tell this story, but he didn't use the outhouse. He went through the woods. I guess he didn't want to fill it up and have to build another one. One of the things Alfred just mentioned to me, he remembered, I shouldn't tell his memory, but he just mentioned to me that he remembers him taking a nap with a chair turned up, and after lunch, always did this after lunch. And so he'd get up about 4 o'clock in the morning and work till noon, and then you'd have lunch, and then you'd take this nap, and then you'd work the rest of the afternoon. So I remember a lot of hard work. I remember my grandmother. I remember cutting apples in the summer and putting them up on top of that
roof to dry.
to have dried apples.
And when we lived here with them, the barn up there caught on fire. Travis had just been to check the tobacco in the barn. You remember that, don't you? And caught on fire and burned, of course. And then all the neighbors came and built that barn back. What do you call it, barn raising?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they built that barn back that's up there now. So Travis had just checked it, and Granddaddy hollered, the barn's on fire. I remember that. And I could go down the steps then, and I came down in a hurry. But we just have lots of memories. All right, Arnold, where are you?
Right here.
What do you want to say?
We came right often too, I think, but a lot of times I was telling Liz and them, the old driveway used to come in right here, right through the woods. Well, Mom would stop at the edge of the road. She wouldn't drive no further because she couldn't make it through them mud holes, but Daddy would bring it through here if he come with us. But when Mama come, she'd drive no further than the road, and then we'd walk in here and walk back out.
Well, now we've got a picture of her in there standing by her first car. You saw that, ain't Frank? Yeah. So what else do you remember?
Well, that's
you remember playing with all of us, don't you?
Oh, yeah. We played here. I guess Sunday afternoon it was a good time to play around, you know, most of the time. So Sunday afternoon we were here.
Yeah.
Did you have a swimming pool up here?
We had a creek.
We had the creek right down there.
Well, we did have a spot dammed up down here on the creek going into, well, it's Irvin Moore's now. It used to be the Daniel place, Chile. That we had dammed up that we'd go down there and swim.
Yeah. I was telling Liz and them when we come in, the strawberry patch used to be out here.
Right.
We'd pick strawberries and they'd make molasses right behind that shed there. Cook them molasses.
Vernon, how about you?
The biggest thing I can remember was that our apple press. You remember the apple press under the shed right yonder, right below the pack barn. And about this time of year, you cranked it up on Sunday evenings over here and made some apple juice. And made cider, that's right.
Is Douglas Wynn still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, he's Edward and Otis Lee's first cousin. And his mother was Lelia Hazlett. Aunt Ada was Granddaddy Brown's sister, his grandmother. And he told me a few minutes ago he remembers that they would make apple juice or cider and there was hogs over there then, and they'd throw the peelings over the fence to the hogs. So he has memories up here too. And I'm sure he was over here on Sunday afternoon sometime with all of us too, because they were all pretty close-knit family. All right, Alfred Lee, where are you?
Biggest thing I can remember was climbing in and out of these outbuildings, barns, and down in the stables and all, having a good time.
Did you see any snakes?
I don't remember much then.
And let's see now, Tommy. What you want to tell? I know you have memories because you were up here working in tobacco too in the summer.
Yeah. I remember one time Granddaddy was talking about he always went to bed early.
Oh,
He'd go
yeah,
to bed
before dark.
And said he woke up one time and said, well, it's done started breaking daylight. I am about to get up and get my breakfast started. And said he got up and got started and said he kept getting darker and darker. He done got up before it got dark. And one other thing, Edward's dad, Uncle George, Uncle William and I were farming one year over there and pulling tobacco, and Uncle George came over to help us and drove that old 1-ton cattle truck over there. You could hear it rattling a half mile away. And he was over there helping us, and it was real wet that morning. Well, the dogs, house dogs, had been around us all morning and hadn't barked or nothing. And all of a sudden, those dogs cut into barking. We thought they'd done treed something up there. And looked, and Uncle George had stood up out beside the truck and took his bib overhauls off. It was soaking wet. And here he comes down the road with his underwear on and his white legs, and them dogs like to have the bib. I won't never forget that. We loved Uncle William.
Yeah. Well, I had a girlfriend come home spend the night with me one night up here. And we were sitting in there in the bedroom doing our homework. And I turned around and looked, and there was Granddaddy crawling in the bed with his long johns, and he just went right on to bed with us sitting there. I mean, it was time for him to go to bed, so he didn't care who was sitting there, you know. So, let me see, who have I forgotten? Addie Marie, where are you? No, you're not going.
Bet you. We're talking about Granddaddy going to bed. If we were in there, he'd get in bed with his clothes on, take his pants off under the cover, and drop them out on the floor beside the bed.
I remember him getting in with his long johns.
I remember him taking his pants off.
And you remember sleeping with me upstairs.
I remember sleeping with Elise.
When you got hot.
In the room upstairs.
It's still hot.
Have you slept with me?
No.
Oh. On a feather mat.
So did I get all the cousins?
I don't know, have you?
I don't know. And then Gertrude Hobbs, stand up. Jennings. She bought my ham, cooked it, sliced it for me, and she has been a lifesaver for me throughout the years with helping with my children, helping me clean my house and wash windows. So she's a jewel too.
She don't age at all.
No, she doesn't age at all. And she still drives us. Like I say, I have neighbors up here that have done a whole lot, and I just appreciate it, and we even know, I think.
Well, let me go back a little further then. I'm beginning to wonder who's the oldest guy here, and I'm afraid I might be. But what's remarkable to me is our granddaddy, great-granddaddy to you, who picked up from North Carolina and moved down here and brought 3 sons and a daughter and her family. All moved at the same time, which is pretty remarkable to have a parent or grandparents that could move all the families like that. They came down to look at the properties and went to Cambridge on a train from Reedsville, and as Daddy would say, Mr. Ripberger, the agent, picked them up in a touring car, and they came down to Brunswick to look at the land, and they looked at our home place, the White House, and it got dark, and Douglas's grandfather was going to look at the adjoining place. Since both of them were up for sale, Mr. Garland Laffoon, his father's place was what became the Hazlett place, and they were both for sale, and it was moonlight, and Douglas's grandfather looked at the land, the fields, in the moonlight, and said, "I'm going to buy it." Now, that was prompted by what they had in North Carolina, which were small fields, washed away land. My father would tell of one farmer that had 27 different fields of tobacco, which probably half an acre or whatever, little patches. So they were entranced by all the space here. So all of those families moved down here and lived and worked together. Of course, Uncle Sam lived in the little house across the way until I think in 1937. You check your records. And I think he gave $700 for this 100 and some acres. And there was a front part of the house was here, unpainted, and he added on the back part. And my father and William dug the well. And I remember as a kid watching them and bringing the dirt out. I'm not sure this was the same well, and my father would have to be here to tell you for you to really enjoy it. But he was digging this well or another one down 20, 30 feet or wherever it was. And he made some comment. And they thought up above ground that he said, "Pull me up quick." And he said they beat his head all the way up. Get him out of the way.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But we worked together, as Travis said, if our barn was empty tomorrow, we'd pull the tobacco. And then if Uncle Sam's was ready, the next day we'd pull there. So we worked back and forth. Never hired any labor, except once or twice there'd be some little boys that would join in. But otherwise we did all the pulling and everything else. And worked many nights late up here putting in tobacco. And it was a great time. I'd do it again.
Little barns right down here. Remember that one? That one there, and there was one right over here. Remember that one there?
Yeah.
It's torn down there.
All of it wasn't good times, so Granddaddy used to say. One year I heard him say he had the fertilizer bill was $40.50 for the fertilizer that year. The whole tobacco crop brought $40.
Oh. All right,
I'd like to see hear everybody introduce themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. And if you'll stand when you say it, then everybody will know who you are. So I'm going to start with my husband right across from me. I haven't heard you say anything.
All these people know me. I don't even understand. I'm Junior Martin. I belong in the family. Where you going?
All right, Travis.
And your family needs to stand with you. And your grandchildren and all that.
Yeah, we'll get
Who
those.
belongs to who?
Yeah.
I'm Travis Pritchett, and my mother, Mary, was one of the daughters of Sam and Janie here.
I'm David Pritchett. I'm John Pritchett's son, who's Travis Pritchett's son.
That's right. I'm John Pritchett, Travis's son.
All right, Jack.
I'm Jack Pritchett. That's my granddad.
Okay. Gail.
I'm Gail Martin, married to Ailey's oldest son, Dale.
Tammy Harrell, and we're neighbors of Ailey's.
And I'm Robert Harrell, also neighbors of Ailey's.
And he built the cabinet in the kitchen for me, for Michael, so he did a good job. All right, A.B., introduce yourself.
I'm A.B. Mason. I've been knowing Ailey's been for a long time.
He's our neighbor.
And he made the picture today.
And Angie. And they've been up and helped a whole lot, too, with things that we had to do. And okay, who's down there? Douglas?
I'm Douglas Wynn. Uncle Sam was my great uncle. He and my grandmother were brothers and sisters. They lived right across this way.
On that land that
Well,
Ed was talking about.
I'm Rhonda Wynn Holman, his daughter, his wife.
I'm Ann Temple. I'm a neighbor and friend of Eliezer and hadn't been known to be her sister.
Yeah, she's a sister I never had.
I'm Earl. My legs hurt, so I'm going to sit down.
That's my husband.
I'm married to that lady right up there. And tomorrow's our anniversary for 53 years. Can you believe it?
Oh, nice.
I can.
I'm Agnes Farrell, live at DeWitt, a neighbor and friend of Elise and lover. I'm Loretta Harold Lucy. I grew up on a farm right behind the church, next to the Martins. And I will tell you some of Junie's memories now. I was just a little girl, 8 or 9 years old. Used to go up and help the Martins in their tobacco while Elise and them were working up here probably. And one of my fondest memories is going to the mailbox with Clara to get the mail on our break at lunchtime. And she would come to the house and run around and tease Junie that he didn't get a letter from Elise. And when I was about, I'll say 10 or 11, Mr. Martin let us have a swimming break at lunchtime. Took us over to John Atkins Pond to swim. Carter and Clara and Lois and all of us went in swimming. And I stepped in a hole in the pond and went in over my head. And Mr. Martin was standing on the bank and he was hollering, "Get her, Junie, get her." So Junie pulled off his shoes and came in and pulled me out of the pond. And the last time I remember working in tobacco up there, well, no, before that, when I was helping them one of the last few times, Elise was pregnant with Dale. And she was out there tying tobacco and working just as hard as anybody. And a few years after that, we were at another tobacco field over near where Vicky and Stan live now, over on that field. And Dale was dating Gail, and they were talking a little bit about getting married. And Elise was kind of pleased about that, but she said, "I'll tell you one thing, they better behave themselves when they go out." That made an impression on me because I was at the age I had to behave myself too. So we've been their neighbors for 45 years now, Cecil and I have. Well, actually 47 years, Cecil and I have. And we celebrated 51 years of marriage this past year. So we're working on 52 years. And they're the best neighbors anybody could ask for.
And so are you. Who's next back there? I can't see back there.
Me, I guess.
Okay.
I'm Gertrude Harps. Some of you know me as Harps, and some know me as Jennings, but that's still me too.
And we call her Sis.
Yeah, everybody call me Sis. So Elise and Junie, let's work together in tobacco and mind children, and me and her worked at the store together. So me and Elise been doing a whole lot together, you know. So we just been buddy here and there. But all her children and mine grew up together. So.
Well, I guess it's my time. I am Catherine Wells. Everybody knows me as Katie. Howerton, I was Jesse's daughter. This is my sister. And we've got a lot of good memories up here. And I was so happy that Elise decided to have this get-together for everyone, because I think it means a lot to bring the family together with the ones that we have left, and good memories because we had wonderful parents, the mamas, the daddies, the granddaddies, the uncles, cousins. It was just wonderful. They were good people, and it was a wonderful family to grow up in. And I'm just glad that all of you guys are here and to share this with us, and hope we can do it some more. I'm Elizabeth Pinkleton, and I'm a step cousin of Elise's.
She's Uncle Raymond's daughter, Marilyn Francis. Elizabeth.
Can you get it?
Yeah, I think okay. I'm Loretta Houghton Bowen, sister to this girl that just made a nice. She said all the nice things that I would have said, so I don't need to say any more. And again, I am the oldest of the group, and Ailey's the second.
We are the senior citizens.
We're the senior citizens.
I know these old people like Loretta. I'd like for these young ones back here to introduce themselves.
Well, okay, stand up. Stand up. These are two of my grandkids of 10 that I have. These are Marty, Donnie, and Eva. And they're spread around here. And Marty is sitting back there with it, trying to be Mr. Hollywood or something. Trying to hide. Mr. Hollywood. And this is Robbie, Addie's son. Okay. Where's Lori? She was.
Addie Marie.
Amy's cousin.
And her mom was the youngest one of the Brown sisters, named Mold.
I didn't see you. Stand up and tell me.
You want to say something, Franklin?
Maybe you better not.
I'm married to Elizabeth, and we've been married 54 years, either September 21st and 24th. 24, she said.
And Addie, introduce yourself.
I'm Addie Cornell. I'm Robbie Coleman's girlfriend, who's the son of Addie Marie.
Bubba Hayes, Ailey's favorite son-in-law. That's what she always says. I'm the only son-in-law. But look, does anybody remember the story Mom Pritch told me one time, Mary, about the chicken coop and the snake, and she told me to never tell it nobody?
Oh,
So does anybody remember it?
Yeah.
No, tell it.
Supposedly she thought it was a snake in the chicken coop, so she got a stick to go in there and kill it, and the snake turned out to be a skunk, and the skunk won. Y'all remember that story?
Yeah, he sprayed her good. And she had to burn her
She told
clothes.
that to me, that was the funniest thing. She said she had to strip to go in the house.
But she didn't hit it anymore, skunk.
If she was here now, she'd whip me for telling that.
I'm Susan Hayes, Ailey's daughter.
Right.
Sorry.
Bubba's wife.
Alfred Lee.
I'm Debbie Marshall. I'm Alfred Lee's second oldest daughter.
I'm Alfred Lee, and everybody call her Aunt Frances.
That's right.
I'm her baby boy.
Her baby boy, you are.
I'm George Allen, and I'm his wife, and I've only been a member of this family close to 22 years, but I have some wonderful memories of Ms. Williamson. She's one of the sweetest, most Christian person I ever met, and one of my favorite memories, even the preacher mentioned during her funeral that she taught me how to can string beads, so that's a skill
And she
that I
could
learned
sew.
from her.
Oh, she could sew.
She was a wonderful cook. She probably is the reason I had to join Weight Watchers too. I really have a lot of fond memories of her.
I'm Michelle Elder. I'm Alfred Lee's youngest daughter. I have two boys. One of them is Michael, who started kindergarten, and I have an almost 8-week-old who is Matthew, and my husband is Michael.
I'm Sydney Marshall. I'm Alfred Lee's granddaughter.
And I'm Vicki Harrison. I am Arnold and Leah's daughter. And this is my husband, Atwell. We have two boys who couldn't be here today. And I just wanted to say it has been delightful. Today has been just such a blessing. And we appreciate your close, the fondness of family members. And that's been instilled in us. And so hopefully for generations to come, we can maintain that closeness.
Amen.
Because you demonstrated it. So we appreciate that.
All right, Vernon, Phyllis, Daddy.
I'm Bernard Williamson, and one of Francis's boys. Next to the baby. Next to it.
I'm Phyllis Williamson, Lauren's wife, and Francis Williamson's
daughter-in-law and the furnace member. I couldn't sew when I got married, and Bernard thought I could because she sewed all the time. So Bernard told me he would buy me a sewing machine if I made him a shirt. And a man's shirt is the hardest thing in the world to make. But I did, and I made him wear it.
Jetty?
I'm Jetty Newton. I'm married to Tommy. We're from Reidsville, North Carolina, and his mother was Mamie. Mamie and Daniel Newton. They used to come up here a whole lot. I heard them talk about it every Christmas, often as they could.
And what I remember, he would stop by Russell Stover, was it in
Yeah.
Clarksville?
Yep.
And he'd bring us all a box of candy.
Yes.
Y'all remember that?
Yes.
At Christmas time.
Want the second? Hold on.
Yeah. It was special.
All right, Edward?
I'm Edward Thompson, Billy Thompson's brother. And our neighbor.
And he's...
And Cecil Loretta's next door neighbor.
Right, and he's a jewel because he's helped me so much.
I have
And
that.
one day we were up here eating. We were trying to eat some scraps out of the refrigerator, you know. He said, Ailey, this is better than Huddle House. Because I take him different places, you know, to eat. So he liked it up here.
I do that.
So everybody, like I said, has just been so wonderful. Are you fixing to leave? Did you sing one song for me? Just do one for Granny. No? Okay, we'll catch you some other time. She likes to sing.
Tommy? I guess you've introduced yourself already.
Yeah, I'm Tommy. My mother was Mamie. And we used to stay up here every chance we'd get. It was a real treat to come up. See.
And he loved a rocking chair.
Yeah, still do.
Yeah, I still got him one in there too. I brought it up here especially
One
for
of the
him.
special times I spend is when they had this back porch here. And it'd be raining and sit out down and rock. And the same thing down there.
Down at our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved those porches when it
yeah.
raining.
Yeah, Grandma Brand used to sit out there when it would start getting dark. Sam ought to be coming off those low grounds now. It's time he was getting home. And she wouldn't move till he got home.
Is Arnold, have you stood up?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's my time. I'm Arnold Williamson, Granddaddy's oldest daughter's oldest son. So.
Now, who else? Bertha, you want to say anything? You've been up here for a good while.
Well, not in this house, Mom.
No, not in this house, but I mean, with Mom, Pritch, and Pop.
Oh.
How about Reba?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Arnold's wife.
Tell them where you're from.
Where? Tell them where I'm from? Yes. I'm from the hills of Tennessee.
Very good.
Huh? Yeah, I guess so.
They still own her home place. Near Newport, right?
Yeah, we
About
spend
30 miles from Gallup.
We spend a lot of time there in the summer, but not in the winter. Because the winters are vicious.
You gonna stand up and say something too?
Who?
You.
Why?
I just want somebody to know who you are. Stand up.
My name's Bill. I'm Marty Wells. I'm Catherine's son.
All right, who else is over there?
Lori.
Lori's over there.
Lori.
Lori. And
Hey,
she's
Cecil.
Cecil?
He said I said knuckle both.
My name is neighbor. I'm married to Loretta Lucille.
53-year-old lady.
Around where I live, they're number one.
Who made you to say
I hate you to say that. I thought Susan was.
No.
She's second.
Well, I'm Mary Pritchett, and I'm real honored that when I'm in this part of the country, I get to say I'm the other Mary Pritchett. So,
but it's spelled right.
it's spelled differently, but I'm still the other Mary Pritchett.
Yeah.
Tell
So
everybody where you live.
I live in Los Angeles.
She
So.
flew 3,000 miles to be with us today.
Yeah.
From Los Angeles, California.
You get the prize.
Get the prize.
She is Travis and Bertha.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm Travis. Travis and Bertha's daughter, and Travis, I think everybody knows, is I can't call her Mary Pritchett. I guess I call her just Mama Pritch.
Right.
Mama Pritch's son. So.
So is it anybody we forgotten? AB, what you want to say?
We're good.
Angie?
Huh?
David?
already.
Then a big house.
I guess I should talk.
So is it anybody else that wants to?
I guess I should.
Yeah.
50 years this Thanksgiving, right? It was the first time I came. Travis was at BPI, and I had 2.5 years, half summer school at Radford, and I was back in Tazewell County teaching. And we had met as freshmen. Radford was a girls' school. BPI used to be a boys' school. We had met as freshmen at a school social, church social, excuse me. But I didn't see any more of him until he was a senior. He keeps saying he didn't know how to get back to Radford. The older he gets, the older I get, the more I think he's lying. But anyway, I was at Tech for a homecoming the fall of '59, and the old Lane Stadium had seats here and then a great big walkway all the way around kind of, and then other seats. And I was going to the girls' room way around, almost like a Roman circus thing. And I came back from the girls' room going to my seat, which is way up high on around, and he pops up in front of me, just like a jack-in-the-box. I hadn't seen him or anything, and he said to me, are you married? I said, no. He said, are you engaged? I said, no. He said, do you still live where you did? And I said, yes. And that was the end of it. And then Wednesday, I got a letter at Horsehead, and at Catherine's from Travis, and he started coming up there to the mountains.
One of the memories she has here from that November '59, coming up here to meet Granddaddy, and she was surprised at his age he could jump off.
He jumped off the porch, just
No problem.
like he were a cat.
And, one of the other things we did on that trip, we saw Aunt Ruth and Uncle George. She picked up right away that Uncle George was a good storyteller. She didn't believe much of it.
Oh, but I like to challenge him. I like to challenge him.
As we went over and visited Aunt Ida, I told Aunt Ida was dipping her snuff. It was running down the chin, We like that face of Aunt Ida.